Alright, say I've got something that looks like this. Now factoring, this might be an easier method, but I want to get practice using this quadratic formula. Now the idea is here, I want to solve for x. Okay, I want to know what x is, what values of x are going to make this a true statement. Some of us might see those values, so we want to be careful not to jump ahead. So the first thing is I want it to look like this. Okay, but this does not look like that. I need everything on the right, and I need it equal to 0. Okay? So I'm going to subtract 2, subtract 2. So now I've got 0 equals x squared minus x minus 2. Okay? So the next thing I want to do is I want to identify my A, B, and C values. So I'm going to write these down over here. A, B, and C. Okay, well, look at this and see, I'm looking for the number, the coefficient in front of the variable with the square in it. Well, I don't see a number there, do I? Well, it's not 0. Now remember, there's a little magic 1 in there. Okay, we can put a 1 in front of anything and not change it. So our A is a 1. Right? Same is kind of true with our B, right? You don't see a number there. So we put our little magic 1 in, but we look and say, aha, we're actually subtracting that. We want to deal only with addition, so I'm going to do my handy-dandy sign change that we've used from in 1670. And I see that B is a -1. Okay, do the same thing with C, and I see that C is a -2. Okay, now I'm going to plug these numbers in, and I'm going to chug out an answer. Plug and chug. Now let's see if I can, the trick is trying to make all of this fit on here. So I'm going to erase some of this. So I've got x equals -b. Okay, well this is a negative. I'm going to write in all these pieces and fill everything in later. B, oops, sorry, I wanted that to be parenthesis. Okay, so right here I've got a B. What's B? It's -1. Okay, here I've got a B. Right here I've got an A. And here I've got a C. And here I've got an A. Alright, so I've got x equals, well, negative times negative is a positive. -1 times -1 is a 1. Do my sign change here. -4 times 1 is a -4. -4 times -2 is an 8. And 2 times 1 is 2. Okay? So I'm getting there. Plus or minus. Square root. 1 plus 8 is 9 over 2. Now, here's where the formula kind of sets us up for failure later on. In the formula, they include the plus or minus. The reason they include that plus or minus is because we're taking the square root of something, and they're afraid we're going to forget that when we take the square root, it is a plus or minus. Okay? So it's taking into account that we are going to forget that, but we're good, smart students, so we're not going to forget that. So plus or minus square root of 9 is a plus or minus 3. Oops, they give us the plus or minus all over 2. Okay, I'm getting closer to being done. I'm going to need a little bit more space, so I'll use this over here. So I've got my x1 equals 1 plus 3 over 2. So x1 is 1 plus 3 is 4 over 2. So my x1 is a 2. Okay, so that's one possible answer. Okay, my second possible answer is that instead of adding 3, I'm subtracting 3. One minus 3 is -2 over 2. So my x2 is a negative 1. So both a 2 and a negative 1 are going to make our original equation, which I've erased, a true statement.